Now, we talked about, we're going to get into process right now and how I believe a process should work. Whatever you get out of this, my whole suggestion is to come back and evaluate what your processes now, what you think you took from this that you can literally implement in what you're doing. For the people that don't have a processor, they're still, like you guys, for instance, you're still learning and trying to get it all figured out. There's a lot of stuff here that you can come back, bring back to your GM and say, look, here, we learned how an interlead should be handled properly. This is how, we talked to 12 other dealerships in the room, and we found out what this guy's doing, what this guy, and now you can formulate your own plan. This is why I used to love going to training workshops. So when Autotrader, Cars.com, my OEM, whenever they would send me out to a workshop or even something like this, just come back and learn something. If you learn one thing, you definitely got something accomplished out of this. So we talked about demographics before. I just keep pointing to me because you mentioned it, because that was a hot button for me. Lead management. How do you put together an lead management process? Obviously, you have a big circle. Assess, propose, implement, measure, sustain. That's the reality. That's what you do. That's what I do as a consultant when I go into a dealership and I put a process together. That's what you should do as internet sales experts who walk away from this workshop with some more ideas and some more knowledge. Okay, it all starts with, how do you assess it? Well, it's very simple. We talked about, learning your demographics, learning your product. What does your manufacturer require of you? Learn all these things. Even if you're just a frontline, business development center coordinator, and you're not a manager, learn what's expected of you so that you can be better at your job. Okay, once you assess it, put together a plan and propose it. Okay, propose it. Come to your managers. Some of you here are managers. Do you make your own decisions on how you want to run this? Like I know that you run your own department. You run your own department. Okay, so put it together, propose it. You can skip the proposing part and go right to implement. But for the newer guys, by all means, propose yourself. Measure it. We talked about the autoresponder before, how you have 4 lines. One. Okay, we talked about how the responder that I gave you, you should change it up and it works for you. Obviously, you're measuring the results from that. You see it works, you keep using it. Otherwise, you would have thrown it out, and you wouldn't have been in this class to come see me again. Seriously, it's just the way it is. So, put something in place, measure it. From there, sustain it, keep it going. And obviously, with that goes whatever updates, whatever you learn to add to it, just keep adding to it. So, assess, propose, implement, measure, sustain.